Okay, up next, our final session of the afternoon is implementation planning. So you are in the implementation planning session with us. This is a hands-on workshop for us to really take ideas that we've heard maybe earlier today or in general, or really look at how we can understand a little bit more about app development in my classroom and how to integrate that in a unique way. So this is the implementation planning workshop, the last 30-minute session of our back to school APPstravaganza. Clearly, I love saying that word. And we are so excited to share a little bit with you today. We do have Greg Stone, who many of you already know is our Director of Curriculum and Implementation. He unfortunately is not able to be with us here today, but he's sending all the good happy thoughts because implementation is so important. And this is something that we want to help you as an educator, as a teacher, be able to brainstorm really what you can create and how you can do this in an effective way in your classroom. So I want to start, especially if you're just joining us, I want to start with sharing a little bit with you about what MadLearn is. So when we think about planning something, we want to make sure that we have a clear concept of what this is and then figure out how we can build it in if it makes sense to do so. So MadLearn really is mobile app development. That's what MAD stands for. MAD stands for mobile app development, and it is a combination of three very important components. The first one is the tool, the technology, the platform that we have built. We spent years building it and we are continuing to build it all the time. It is a tool that helps students build an app in a very easy way. You can build an app using no code whatsoever, or you can flip some of your screens around and see the code for that screen and edit and manipulate and type in the code yourself. The second part of the program is our curriculum. We have standards aligned curriculum. We're aligned to the ISTE standards, to CSTA, to the CS for All framework. We are aligned to several different state standards as well. If you need a particular standard or set of standards to be aligned to, let us know and we will help create those for you. But the second piece of our work is the curriculum. Resources that you as a teacher have access to when you log into MadLearn. And by the way, you can sign up for a free trial. If you go to our website and click on try it for free, you can sign up for a free trial to MadLearn. Some of you may already have your MadLearn subscription, but if not, sign up for a free trial, log in, and you will see the curriculum, everything that we have available, resources from lesson plans and rubrics and slide decks that you can download and make your own or just use as is, activities, all kinds of phenomenal things. And you heard from our educators earlier today that the resources are so helpful. So that's the curriculum that we have. And the third component of what we have is our training, our professional development, and our support for our teachers. I'm a former educator. Alexandra's a former educator. Almost half the folks on our team are former educators, and that is very much by design. We are an education company first and a technology company second. So we understand what it's like to be in the classroom, and we want to support our teachers in every single way possible. When you are supported as a teacher, we know that your kids are going to do great things. So that's what we're here for, is to help you with that training and that support. And what we want to do is take a look at, and this is what we're going to spend a few minutes on right now, is take a look at some of the examples of student work. Earlier today, we heard from teachers who shared a lot about what their students have created. We're going to look at what some of those things are now. So I want to invite you to pull out your phone and scan this QR code, or go to your Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and search for an app called MAD Store. MAD Store. It's our version of the App Store. Any app that a student makes, that you make with MadLearn, you can instantly see and use and share on your phone through that MAD Store mobile app. So download that app. We want to make sure you have it on your phone, and you can look at some of the apps that we're going to talk about with us on your phone. We're a mobile company, so we don't mind if you have your phone out. We want you to pull it out, take out your phone, download the MAD Store app. We want to share with you what happens when students follow this 6-step process. This is the design thinking process. This is not something that we came up with. This is not new. Hopefully all of us have heard of design thinking in one way or another, MadLearn is the only program that builds it into every single step of the process to help students see not just how to build an app, but really how to think of an idea, identify a problem, plan it out, structure it, do the research, figure out how they want to do things, design it, figure out their logos and their images and how it should look and how it should flow. Build it, build screens, program them using no code or code based on where you are, where your students are with that. Actually build screens into your app. Test it, be able to share it with other people and say, hey, is it working correctly? Is it doing what I want it to do? Get feedback, tweak it, change it in that testing process. And then finally, in step 6, launch your app. Pitch it, share it, talk about it with the world, publish it so that not just you and your class, but potentially your whole school or your whole community could benefit from. So really focusing on all of these 6 different steps. As I said, step 1, think of an idea, figure out how to brainstorm that. Step 2, plan it. Step 3, design it. Step 4, build it. Step 5, test it, make sure it works. And step 6, launch it and share it with the world. That's what we want to do. And that's what we want to help provide our students with the opportunity to do. So let's look at what happens when we do this. And let's look at some of these apps that students have created all over the world, all over the country, here in the United States. So one question that we get from teachers all the time is, how can I do something like this in all of these different classes that I teach? I'm not a computer science teacher. I don't have a technology course that I teach. I don't have an app development course that I teach. How can I still do this in a cool, fun, unique way? So what we're going to show you are apps that students have created in all kinds of different classes. One example is a science class. So this particular app is about projectile motion. They've got all kinds of description. They've got graphs, they've got equations, understanding projectile motion in one way or another. Another example is from a history class where students created an app about refugees, in this particular situation from Bolivia. And they helped us understand everything about these refugees from Bolivia, and then also provided for the refugees themselves information on how to, for example, naturalize into this country if they wanted to do that, or learn more about the city that they're going into and how to live there. A phenomenal example of how you might use this in a social studies class as a project. An English class, think about a book report mobile app. That's what this is. This is a book report mobile app. Another one which you will see on your phone if you have that MadStore app downloaded. It's called Lost in a Book. Take a look at Lost in a Book. It's a featured app there in the MadStore. That's a book report app. So instead of writing a paper and submitting it, which kids have done and they're tired of doing, now you can do that in app form. And you don't have to teach it. You don't have to spend any of your class time on this. You just tell the kids, hey, log in, make an app if you want to do it. And they have videos and they have resources that can teach them how to do it. And they'll learn it and figure it out themselves anyway. So this was a book report app that a student made and was graded on. Another example from a math class, this is about box and whisker plots. So looking at these different plots, and you can again look at these on the MadStore. As you search through, you'll see all kinds of different apps and topics from different ways, but this is one particularly about box and whiskers. That's a little hard for me to say. A tech support app. So this one was an app created by a group of students to help tech support at their school. So you'll see there's general problems. Here's some tools. Here's some, questions that are asked. Here's how to do Flipgrid. Here's how to do Powtoon, so on and so forth. So a tech support app. Another one in a language, thinking about world languages. This one was an app that is teaching and and learning about Hebrew. We have another one that is a French language app. So you could use this again in your language arts classes to have students build an app about a particular language or in a different language. They can build their apps as they're building their app. They could actually write in any language. We've tested it for all kinds of different keyboards and characters. You could build an app start to finish in Spanish, in Arabic, in Hebrew, for example, if you wanted to do that. Another one is a VOTech app. So this was created by a career and tech center. The students at this school made an app to help advertise and recruit more students to this school. This one was a culinary app. I know we heard an example about a food app earlier. Look at the colors, look at the pictures. This is an app that is a healthy snacks. I need this one. How can you snack healthy? If you have to snack, here are some ways to do that. PE and health. So this is an app that was created about having a life in motion. What are some workouts, some recipes that you could use? Again, in a PE class, lots of good implementations there. This one is a media sort of, a media app where it was a review of anime. And so the student was really interested in anime. They made an app all about anime and teaching you everything that you need to know about anime. In the process, learning a lot as well. A theater app. Here's how to set up your stage correctly for the production that you're going to do at your school. So thinking about lighting and building techniques and makeup and safety, all of these things in app form for students to use, but also students are learning these concepts in their class. And now this is their artifact of understanding. A finance class. So this was an app about financial literacy that students made in their business and finance class. Another one is early childhood. When you think about this, was actually an app created by a kindergarten class. MadLearn is not a kindergarten tool. Typically, we are used third grade and up, all the way through high school, different levels of sophistication based on where you are, where your kids are. We're not for kindergarten, but this teacher said, we want to do this as a class project. We think it'll be great. So as you can see, their background images, their logo, their home screen, it's not an image that was a digital image created in Canva or Photoshop. The kids drew out pictures. They voted on the best one. They took a picture of it and uploaded it to be their home screen. So this is an app all about Australian animals, which is what they were learning about that semester. Things that slither, hop, fly, crawl, so on and so forth. So those are some examples of apps that have been created in a lot of different types of classes, a lot of different settings. Of course, you heard from many of our teachers earlier today where they have a focused app development classroom, or they are in a computer science classroom where you could absolutely do this work as well. But we want to hear from you. So we're going to post in the chat a link for you. It's a link to a Jamboard. So we're going to look at this in the chat. So if we can post a link in the chat to our Jamboard, I'm going to pull this up on my screen as well. We want to hear from you. Somebody very wise once said to me, the best ideas that I get are from other people and brainstorming with other people. And we know that the power of the room is all of us in it. So we want to brainstorm. We want to help create some ideas together. So go ahead and click into that Jamboard. When you open that link that's in the chat, it will look kind of like what's on my screen. We want to encourage you to use the sticky note option. It's the fourth option here on the left. It's the sticky note option. So open up the link that's in the chat, and we'll post this with our slides as well. But open up the link in the chat and use that fourth option, that's the sticky note, and use a sticky note to answer this question here on the first page, which is what subjects/grade levels do you teach? We want to know what you teach. We want to know, what grade level you teach, and that can help us all brainstorm together ideas for where you might implement and integrate an experience like this in your classroom. So let's give us a couple minutes, and I'm going to stop my screen share. Let's give us just a couple minutes to look into and see some of those ideas that we have. So pull up that Jamboard link. And put some sticky notes on there. tell us what you teach, tell us the grade levels that you teach. If you want to tell us anything else, of course, tell us that as well. But go ahead and put in there specifically the courses or the classes that you do teach. Because we want to brainstorm some cool ideas with you. So I see tech 1 through 8. So technology, I'm assuming grades. No, that can't be grades 1 through 8, but maybe if you're a coach that's across the district, whatever, tell us a little bit more about that. So technology is one thing that we're seeing in there. Put a couple other pieces in there for us in terms of what it is that you teach. Grades 1 through 8. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So let's take a couple minutes to do that. And once you're done with that, if you click at the top, there's an arrow, left to right arrow that goes between different boards. Go ahead and click to the next one that is to think of a project or assignment that you currently use and how you could maybe do an app development experience as a part of that assignment. So think about a project or an assignment that you currently have for your students, something that you say, okay, every year we do this, or this semester we always do this project. Think of some of those projects. Put those projects on the Jamboard. Again, use that sticky note feature. It helps us look at it a little bit easier. So use that sticky note and put in some projects and ideas that you have for things that you have already done. And tell us places that you think app development might be a good additional option, or maybe you switch it around entirely. Instead of doing a poster board, maybe you do an app instead. So go ahead and we'll take just a couple minutes. Again, this is a hands-on workshop. We want us to be interactive. So tell us what you teach. Tell us some projects that you do currently. Click into that Jamboard. Go ahead and on the first slide on the first board, tell us what you teach and your grade levels. And on the second board, tell us some projects that you think could be reinvigorated potentially with an app development component. Okay, so I see some things coming up on our board. Creating a student portfolio, definitely a great idea. If students are, they have a lot of work, they have a lot of experiences that they're developing year over year, or even through 1 year with you, a portfolio of their work. Imagine an app resume that they give to somebody instead of a piece of paper that is their resume. So, creatively thinking about how you might do a portfolio in app form. You could still embed your videos, your pictures, your podcasts, your blogs, whatever it is that students are making. They can embed all of that and bring all of that into an app, but be able to have that as an experience that they pull through in that way. So for those of us just joining, we'll put that link in the chat again to the Jamboard. Go ahead and click on that Jamboard link. We want to hear what you teach and some ideas that you have for different projects that you've done. But thank you folks for sharing. I know there's lots of different ideas that we have and that we want to share as well. One thing that we do, and I think we have one, okay, so, and then in that Jamboard, if you flip to the number 3 board, you'll see another question that we have for you. And the third question is, of the 6 steps in the design thinking process, which one do you envision being the most important in your classroom? So of the 6 steps, we talked about 6 different steps of design thinking. Which one do you think is most important in your classroom, or that you think maybe you could spend the most time on? And one of us has to say ideation. So ideate is really, really critical because students have a hard time deciding what they want to do. They either have too many ideas to choose from, or they're just lost and don't have any ideas. And so ideation is something that you really want to spend time on. I could not agree more. It is so, so critical to help our students with ideas. And you're right. Either we have too many and we're overloaded, or we don't have enough or at all. But focusing those ideas on problems, on people, on purpose, right? Really, how can you come up with ideas, not just an idea for an idea's sake, but come up with a lot of ideas and hone in on and figure out one that makes sense for you to start with. So thank you for sharing that. I love hearing those ideas. So keep them coming, keep putting that onto the Jamboard. We will share this with you as well. Again, we want to interact. We want to share with each other. So I'm encouraging you to, again, click on that Jamboard link that's in the chat. And I'll put that here again for us, just in case. I know if we come in late, we don't get the chat history. So the Jamboard link that you can click into and add your answers to those questions on the first 3 boards there that we have. They're interactive boards for all of us to be able to brainstorm different ideas. One last thing that we wanted to share with you, and let me pull this up one more time. There we go. And hopefully are you seeing my screen? Yes.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Sorry. I promise I know how to do this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what we're working on right now, again, hands-on workshop. We want to plan, we want to create all kinds of things together. Hopefully you're seeing my screen that says implementation planning guide. Is that what you're seeing? Yes. Okay, perfect. So this is the last thing that we wanted to share with you. So after you've had a chance to think through a little bit about what you currently teach, what are the projects or assignments that you currently have in place, regardless of your content area, regardless of what it is that you teach, think about those projects, those things that you already do with your kids. Is an app something that would be cool to introduce into that project or that idea? So that's something that I want for you to think about. And once you've done some of that thinking, we encourage you to scan this code or click on this link. And this is also a link that we have for you in the chat. This is an implementation planning guide. Spend some time. It'll probably take 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes for you to work on this a little bit more in depth, but it's a really, really good planning tool to help you think through what it is you're already doing and some additional ideas for where you might introduce technology creation, specifically app development. Go through and fill out that guide. And once you hit submit, you can have it be sent to you as well. Of course, we'd love to have you share that with us also so that we can help you in your planning process, but you can go ahead and get a copy of that for yourself so that you have a plan and a guide and a structure in place to implement something like this and to be able to create and create some magical things with your students in one way or another. We heard from kids and from teachers today, all of which had some great experiences. So Alexandra, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, can you click your screen one link over or one more screen over, because we're not seeing the guide link.
Oh, okay.
Your one Jamboard screen back.
Sorry, thank you.
No problem. Then Philip, I don't know if that helps you, but you can either scan that code or I'll put the link in the chat as well.
Thank you. I was not sharing the right screen. Sorry, I'm looking at something else. Thank you. Okay, great. Philip, thank you. So yes, take a look at that, scan that code, and we'll send that link to you in the chat as well. So please, team, let's post that link in the chat also. Save this guide, bookmark it if you want to, really think through. It helps you think through in an organized fashion how you might start this in your classroom. You might not know, and that's okay. Just put in, I don't know yet, or I need help with figuring this out. That helps us know where we can support you further and how we can, be creative together in a unique way. So thank you so much for sharing that. I wasn't sharing the right slide. Let me stop this real quick so I can get to the correct place that I want to be. Here we go. Okay, now are you seeing the slides? Implementation planning guide, back to school APPstravaganza. Yes, okay, great. So last but not least, here's how to contact us. We want you to stay in touch. As I mentioned, our dear colleague and also team member since before day one, Greg Stone, was not able to be here with us today, but he is absolutely fabulous, and we would love for you to reach out to any one of us. Alexandra is here on our customer success team as well. You heard from her during the teacher panel. Doreen is here, who's our head of internships and marketing queen. You heard from her during our student panel. And of course, I'm always here to help answer any questions at all that you have. So feel free to take a screenshot of that, copy paste any of that information that you'd like. Doreen, Alexandra, if you could please post our contact information also in the chat, that would be super helpful. But we do, at the end of your implementation planning guide, there's also a whole contact page there and a way for you to pick a time to meet with our team. Anytime that works for you, just pick a slot that's open. We know schedules are hectic. We know there's a lot going on with our back to school time at the moment. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here to be a partner, to help. As we mentioned, we've worked with so many phenomenal students and teachers all over the country, and we can't wait to work with you as well. So let us know if there's any questions. Ladies, do we have any questions in the chat that we want to make sure we can address?
I know a few people asked if we could send the slides to them. I wasn't sure if we can.
Absolutely.
I have some email addresses. Okay.
Yes.
I will follow up with that then. Perfect.
Yes, we can share slides with you, and we also have the recordings for all 4 of our sessions today. So we will share that with you shortly, as soon as that those videos have been processed. So we will definitely share that with you. But thank you everyone for being here. We have had such a wonderful time during this back to school APPstravaganza. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. We know that it is precious. It is valuable. If you didn't make all 4 of our sessions, hopefully you caught one or another one of them. Again, all the recordings, all 4 sessions will be recorded and shared on YouTube with you shortly. So we will get those recordings to you. But Alexandra, Doreen, anything that you would like to say to close us off today?
Just a big thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure to have you all here with us. So thank you so much.
Absolutely the same. Thank you. It was so good to hear from teachers and students. I'm beyond impressed with what students have done through internships and just some of the apps they've created. And it's fun to be part of this team and get to see it from this perspective. So thank you.
Of course. And everyone who is here, thank you for joining us live. And for those of you watching later, we hope that you enjoyed these sessions. We will talk to you soon. We want to help you in one way or another. Again, we are the MadLearn team, and we are here to help you bring some creative opportunities to your students in one way or another. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.